Cue the drum roll. All right, open your boxes. Open your boxes. 1, 2, 3. You get a car! You get a car! You get a car! Everybody gets a car!
What's up, guys? It's your boy, Benny. Let's say that you came home to your house in your neighborhood and everybody who's watering their lawn looked at you all nasty, flipped you off, sprayed your car with their hose. You opened up the door to your house and your wife threw hot water in your face and was like, screw you, jack wagon. Well, you'd feel as though you'd really messed up. And that's exactly what happened yesterday when Joe Biden went to the Democrat stronghold of Hawaii. Hawaii is a place that has not voted for a Republican in my entire lifetime for president. Hawaii has 2 Democrat senators. There have virtually no Republicans that are holding office in that state. It is a Democrat stronghold, voted for Joe Biden by 20 points. And yet, Joe Biden was met yesterday when he arrived in Hawaii with giant shouts of F you and people flipping off his motorcade. Check this out. Joe Biden had the locals saying, F you, get the F out, boy!
Wow, he's finally here!
13 days.
Wow, yeah, awesome. Yeah, thanks for nothing. Fuck you! Fuck you! 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 Fuck you! 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 You!
There you go.
And right here! You, Joe Biden! You!
Okay. Yeah, I think you done messed up, mother trucker. Check this out. This is also a home that Joe Biden passed by yesterday. Maui residents have a giant sign out in front of his yard saying, Trader Joe must go. Man, you done messed up. They're trying to tell you that Joe Biden's the most popular president that ever lived. Yeah, okay, got it. Maui today, Trader Joe must go. That's the sign out front of your classic, typical Hawaiian house here. Apparently, there's an old Marine that lives in this home. He has his American flags out front, and he has his sign in the yard. Joe Biden, did he read it? Can Joe Biden even read? Well, I hope Joe Biden can, so that he can read this article from the Daily Mail. We will show you the corresponding videos about what this article describes as potentially the worst possible presidential visit in American history. Jill and Joe Biden spent 5 hours on Maui on Monday, interrupting their Lake Tahoe vacation to fly to Hawaii. The president met with signs demanding that he go home, placards asking why Ukraine was receiving billions while they were in dire need. Speaking near the charred ruins of the sacred banana tree, Biden talked about the death of his wife in a car crash, and then he made a joke about how hot the ground was. Joe Biden sparked outrage, comparing the Hawaiian blaze that killed at least 114, more like 1,000 people. They're hiding the actual number of people. There are 850 people that are missing. So this blaze killed 1,000 Americans, one of the deadliest fires in American history. And Joe Biden said, oh, this is funny. Let me make a joke about the hot ground. Here, ladies and gentlemen, is Joe Biden joking about the hot ground in Hawaii. Watch.
You guys catch the boots out here? That's a hot ground, man.
Hello to everybody. All right, Chris, we're going to jump ahead to the next spot, okay, guys? Thank you.
Oh, that's some hot ground, man, says Joe Biden, as literally the bodies of charred children still remain amongst the rubble. Got it? Yeah. Great time to joke. Okay, back to the article. I'm going to augment this article with the clips to show you exactly how cringe they truly are, because this reads like a script. This reads like a script for some type of really bad Leslie Nielsen comedy about what a president would do in a natural disaster situation. But nope, here we are. The president's motorcade was met with screams of F you as he finally arrived in Maui 2 weeks after the inferno left 850 people missing. So if they're missing, these people tragically are not coming back. I mean, 850 people missing. What do you think happened? They've been gone for 2 weeks in this raging inferno. It destroyed the entire historic city of Lahaina. Biden compounded the anger in a garbled, meandering speech about the death of his wife and daughters in 1972, before comparing the horrific blaze to a small kitchen fire in his Delaware home in 2004. So, 114 people burned to death in Maui, over 1,000 people still missing. Joe Biden's out here joking about how hot the ground is. So Joe Biden gave a little speech and then essentially looked off into the middle distance, had to be helped out by a Democrat senator, a real cretin, real soy boy loser named Brian Schatz there behind him, a real piece of Schatz, standing there going, "You want some water?" Water? And then Joe Biden just like wobbles off. Yeah, just wobbles away. Okay, got it. Here's the Joe Biden speech where Joe Biden effectively says, you all might have, died and lost all your family members, but remember, one time I had a kitchen fire because of my Hungry Man dinner that I microwaved too long.
I don't want to compare difficulties, but we have a little sense, Jill and I, what it's like to lose a home. Years ago, now 15 years ago, I was in Washington doing Meet the Press. It was a sunny Sunday, and lightning struck at home on a little lake that's outside of our home, not a lake, a big pond, and hit a wire and came up underneath our home into the heating ducts, the air conditioning duct. To make a long story short, I almost lost my wife, my 67 Corvette, and my cat. But all kidding aside, I watched the firefighters, the way they responded. There's an old expression. I grew up right across the street from a fire hall in Claymont, Delaware.
Oh my God, shut up! It's always about Joe. This is what is a trend in Joe's life and through Joe's entire career. It's always about Joe Biden. Always. No problem, no issue has ever been big enough to attract Joe Biden's attention beyond his own personal pain. And if you are suffering pain, if your loved one was lost, if your son died in his disastrous, suicidal Afghanistan pullout, well, he can look at his watch and move along because, his son died once. Not in war or anything, and not by his own hand, but, shut up, you see, because Joe Biden has experienced some type of suffering at some point. Come on, fellow Hawaiians, says ALX. Yep, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Biden also fell asleep. You know that? Biden fell asleep. He couldn't even last 5 hours on the ground in Hawaii. Remember that time that Joe Biden looked at his watch, the caskets of 13 dead soldiers returned from his suicidal Afghanistan pullout? Well, now he fell asleep during a ceremony in Hawaii honoring the hundreds of Americans killed by fires. Biden asleep, ladies and gentlemen.
A community that relies on family, on ohana, whether by blood or by friendship. But like many others...
Yep, dude's passed out. Dude's asleep. And after essentially just a flyby of Hawaii, Joe Biden went right back to vacation. Joe Biden couldn't even spend 24 hours there. Joe Biden went right back to vacation. There he goes. There he goes. Glenn Greenwald with a very smart take on this. George Bush was mauled for merely flying over New Orleans as citizens drowned during Katrina. Ted Cruz was mocked for a weeks-long news cycle for leaving Texas during the electricity crisis. Not only has Joe Biden not visited Maui, but he twice vacationed. Twice. Joe Biden's been on vacation for the entire month. Ooh, man. Oh, man. You can see why Joe Biden was met with homes like this. Oh, and I didn't notice the American flags are flying upside down, which is a sign of distress. And a Marine allegedly owns that home, and so he would know what kind of distress this is. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what to say. I suppose I'll end with this. You got to vote differently. Like, you people voted for Joe Biden. And so you asked for this leadership. And so I'm sorry for your pain, and I hate the suffering of my fellow Americans. And I give empathy and sympathy to the people who lost everything. I'm deeply saddened for you. this was horrible. There are so many awful things that happened here. Clearly, the diversity, equity, and inclusion czar who stopped the water from being sent to fight the fires for you, the people, the Hawaii Electric Company that was busy looking at renewables instead of cleaning away the brush around the power lines like they should have, who were focused, again, on diversity instead of saving your lives. And now there are 1,000 people who have presumably perished in this fire. And this is the leadership that you voted for, coming to the island 2 weeks late, giving you nothing, insulting you, laughing at you, and saying you should feel sorry for him, Joe Biden, because something bad happened to him one time. When the ramen noodles he was making boiled over in his kitchen. Okay. There's a way to fix this. You can vote differently. Vote differently. Give us 2 Republican senators from Hawaii. Leave the Democrat Party. Unless you do that, then I don't think that you're serious about change. So do that first, and then let's go. Oh, Joe Biden also said called the island the Big Island many times, which Maui is not the Big Island. So Joe Biden didn't even know where he was. Par for the course. It's your boy Benny. Like, share, and subscribe to End Communism. See ya.